Last time these two sides met, it was on the 9th of December 2023, where Aston Villa and Arsenal battle out at Villa Park. Both these sides sit below Manchester City in the points table, second and third place respectively. Now, both these sides cannot have a room for error, as this match would decide who would be Manchester City's main challenger for the title race.
Alex Moreno finds Tielemans, finds Moussa Diaby. This is getting pretty close, honestly. And what a way to keep it in. And that's a wonderful goal from Mehdi Taremi. That is a goal from Aston Villa. Mehdi Taremi, a player from Porto, has actually scored the goal against Arsenal to put them in front. Finds Gabriel Jesus. Jesus finds Smith Rowe. Back to Jesus. Still Gabriel Jesus. Still Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel, hold on. And what a goal. That was actually a powerful shot from Gabriel Jesus. No one actually saw that coming. Emiliano Martinez just stood there. Finds Pau Torres. And that should be the end of the first half. Unless if Villa has one last attack. Which they do. Mehdi Taremi somehow manages to keep it in. This could be a goal. It is. Mehdi Taremi scores a brace to put Villa in the lead. Puts Villa in front. That's a brace from Mehdi Taremi. Partey finds Saka, or White actually, not Saka, White with it. Thomas Partey with a charging run, but White prefers not to pass it though. Still White finds Odegaard. Odegaard shoots. And what an equalising goal this player scored from the Arsenal skipper, scoring the equaliser. It's going to be a corner kick for Aston Villa. Tielemans shoots. That was a wonderful shot on target, but Ramsdale saves this one. And again, the pressure is still on for Arsenal. You're right, Tielemans has it. Excuse me. This could be a chance for Villa to get the lead. And that's what they did. That was a powerful shot from who was the player? That's John McGinn, the Scottish player that gives Aston Villa the lead.
It was the best game of all time, and probably a hard-fought battle for Arsenal, as they lost to Aston Villa 3-2. It was because of Mehdi Taremi, a player signed from Porto, probably the best signing for Unai Emery personally. He became a destroyer and scored a brace against them. Not only that, even their captain was involved in the play. Yes, John McGinn, the captain of Aston Villa, came clutch and scored a match-winning goal, which gave the win to Aston Villa for that fixture. 16 games later, as we get to see both these sides are in the exact same position like last time, second and third place respectively. However, you can see the twist. They're actually pretty close to Manchester City, because Man City has already played 2 games extra to how Arsenal and Aston Villa have played, which gives one of these sides an opportunity to close the gap and be Manchester City's main challenger for the title race. Now, this game is going to be a very spicy one, as we get to see Arsenal take on Aston Villa in Emirates Stadium. And this game would probably have a lot of high temperature, because you already saw that game earlier at Villa Park, where it was a very entertaining game. So who's going to win this match? Will it be Aston Villa to go double over Arsenal? Or can Arsenal get revenge? Tune in to find out, as we'll be going to the match shortly after. Hello everybody, this is Brisbane05 Blast here, and welcome back to another video of this channel. In this last episode, we took on Brighton, and Leandro Trossard performed a masterclass against his former club. That means delivering hat-trick of assists and also scoring a goal, which gave Arsenal the win in that one. But in today's episode, it's going to be a very important episode, because it's not going to be a top of the table clash. Well, almost. it's going to be a battle to see who will be Manchester City's main challenger for the title race. Yes, it is going to be Arsenal taking on Aston Villa at the Emirates Stadium. So, we already had this fixture before, and it was actually an entertaining match where Aston Villa got the job done over Arsenal, 3-2. Where actually their new signing Mehdi Taremi scored a brace, and John McGinn coming clutch, scoring the match-winning goal just I think in the injury time or so he scored it. And yeah, Aston Villa were the winners, but Arsenal are really looking for redemption here because they not only have full squad, but they also have a better striker of Santiago Jimenez. He could be a bit of a threat here for Arsenal. He could go on these flanks, break through the defense area. Who knows? But anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this one. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get to this match. Alright guys, we're here to see Arsenal against Aston Villa right here at the Emirates Stadium. So, yep, I did tell you before, Arsenal are looking to get redemption here against the Midland club, Aston Villa. But anyway, AFC Bournemouth suffered 2-0 against Man United. But let's take a look at the news first and see what they have to say. Aston Villa challenge Arsenal, but let's see. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta will be hoping to get the better of Aston Villa in today's encounter after going down to a narrow defeat the last time the teams met, hoping to overturn Aston Villa. Aston Villa believe they can mount a title challenge this season, but their credentials are sure to be severely tested in their next game, which sees them up against a team just below them in the table, Arsenal. Being the home team might suggest Arsenal are favourites to clinch the points, but in top of the table clashes like this one, that advantage often counts for very little. The game's more likely to be decided in favour of the team that best holds its nerve over the 90 minutes. So, let's take a look at the squad and see what kind of changes. Well, everyone's fit except Saliba, but we're going to see if Saliba's below 60 or 70 fitness. If he's below that, we can't use him. But luckily, he's 71 fitness, and we kind of need Saliba because he's Mr. Aura here for crying out loud. He can deliver as a centre-back. He may be tired, but we got to make some sacrifices if we have to challenge for the title race. But anyway, and as usual, press conference will be there. As you already saw, Mehdi Taremi, the player who scored a brace against us, alongside Gerard Moreno, Moussa Diaby, Kamara, Douglas Luiz, Berenguer, Alex Moreno, Diego Carlos, Pau Torres, Connor Bradley. We haven't seen him pretty often. Emiliano Martinez, then obviously the substitute Tielemans, Ollie Watkins, Konsa, Leon Bailey, Lucadinha, Olsen, and Davis. But yeah, Aston Villa has got 5 wins in their last 5 matches. So basically a perfect in their last 5 games, I would say. That's why they're second place. But if we can actually destroy, if we can like try to stop Aston Villa's winning streak or so, this is the chance. But anyway, we need to see where Connor Bradley's from. So let's go to a search player. Because I'm pretty sure Connor Bradley was actually from Liverpool. And yeah, let's take a look at player name. Yeah, we'll be right back because I have to type and see where he's from. So don't go anywhere, guys. Yup, there he is. Connor Bradley is actually a player they bought from Liverpool. So he was a player in Liverpool, but Aston Villa made a good signing. And I'm pretty sure that's the reason why Liverpool decided to steal our players in for their players that they've stolen. So Connor Bradley's made a move to Aston Villa, probably in the January transfer, because I haven't seen Connor Bradley before in the Villa Park when we were. So I think this is the first time we get to see Connor Bradley in an Aston Villa kit. Well, because we're facing against them. He might have already been as an Aston Villa way back, but yeah, it is what it is. But let's take a look at the press conference. And like I said, this is a very important top of the table clash, so that's why this press conference needs to be shown. This has been a very encouraging run for Arsenal, winning your last 5 matches. Today will be a challenge against Aston Villa though. Can you try to keep winning? Well, Arteta's definitely not going to stop there. So we're going to say, I'm very happy with how we're playing. Winning breeds confidence and we're taking advantage of that at the moment. Last time out, obviously, Aston Villa got the win against us. But can we get the revenge? I think that win has boosted confidence here. We're all feeling positive and believe we can win. Us being in that frame of mind is more likely to affect today's result than anything that happened. Last time out against Aston Villa, they had the better of a really entertaining game and won 3-2. What do you think? Can your team find something extra and come out on top of this time round? So it was this question. I kind of made a mistake in the last one. I think it was different, but anyway. Let's say we've learned from our mistakes. We look back at the game and analyzed our performances. I think we were caught off guard. That won't happen this time. I'm confident we can win. So this is Mikel Arteta's bold response, especially against Aston Villa's key players, Mehdi Taremi and Connor Bradley. I have a feeling that Connor Bradley might be dangerous here as a right back if you have seen. But anyway, let's take a look at the squad. And I'm pretty sure we can stick with the same formation. Maybe sub Saliba off, but I don't know. Timber's pretty fit, but he doesn't have the pace than Saliba. And Timber, yeah, kind of has more shooting than Saliba, but overall, Saliba has the better of Hurricane Timber. So I think, and most likely because this is Saliba's last game as an Arsenal, like not last game, but this is his last season as an Arsenal man. He will move to Liverpool next season. I think it's about time that I really need to add him. Probably he can give his everything for the team. But yeah, in the second half, when we are down, probably we'll make some changes and sub him off. But anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this one. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get to Emirates Stadium to witness another top of the table clash between Arsenal and Aston Villa. Alright guys, we're here to see Arsenal against Aston Villa in another top of the table clash. We already had a top of the table clash, which was Arsenal against Manchester City, in which Arsenal got a gutsy win against them. But can Arsenal soak up the pressure? We don't know. However, the best thing for them is this is going to be at Emirates Stadium. So, yep, this is an opportunity for Arsenal to get a win. But anyway, Arsenal and Aston Villa both sit below Manchester City in the points table as it is shown. And as you saw, Manchester City has already played 2 games extra. So this gives an opportunity for one of these sides to give Manchester City a run for their money in the title race. But anyway, Kai Havertz has developed a lot as a starter. He was initially an 82 rated. Now he's an 84 rated. And speaking of him, you will see him in the starting 11. But first, we'll start with the goalkeeper with Aaron Ramsdale, Zinchenko, Gabriel Saliba-White, Martinelli, Havertz, Camavinga, Odegaard, Saka, and Gabriel Jesus. Looks like it's going to be the same starting 11 for Arsenal, the usual starting 11, with Emil Smith-Rowe, Jimenez, Trossard in the bench, Timber and Tierney and Ronaldo, yup, and Declan Rice as well. He could probably be a bit of a depth, create some depth for Arsenal. But anyway, let's take a look at Aston Villa's starting 11. Emiliano Martinez is in goal. Connor Bradley, a player from Liverpool, made a move to Aston Villa. And then Mehdi Taremi. Remember his name. He scored that brace against Arsenal. And obviously we have Tyrone Mings, Ollie Watkins, Leon Bailey, Ezri Konsa on the bench. And probably it's going to be Aston Villa to actually do the kickoff. So Arsenal will have to tremble without possession of the ball. But can they defend? They do have the world's best defense, even though their attack is not that good. So what can Arsenal do? This is going to be a wonderful afternoon to see who will get the win and who will be Manchester City's main challenger. But anyway, the match is already kicked off with Aston Villa having the possession. And they're not an easy side to beat. Moussa Diaby with the charging run. He could actually get a goal here for Aston Villa. He did. In just 3 minutes, actually. Moussa Diaby just actually assisted in Taremi's goal. And look what he did just now. He actually created a bit of a nuisance to Arsenal's goalkeeper, Aaron Ramsdale. This is really a bad start for Arsenal. I told you, Arsenal tend to lose a bit of possession, and this is what they get. A wake-up call. But what a shot here from Moussa Diaby. He actually assisted, and now he's actually the one to be on the score sheet. But what can Arsenal do? This was Aston Villa with the ball possession, with Arsenal not touching the ball. What can they do though? But anyway, this is going to be a wake-up call for Arsenal. Here's Camavinga. Still Eduardo Camavinga with good pace. Can he find space though? He finds Jesus. Jesus shoots and Emiliano Martinez saves the shot. That was not a bad attempt from Gabriel Jesus. What a pass from Camavinga, only for Jesus to scuff the shot, with Emiliano Martinez making a save. Anyway, a corner kick here for Arsenal. Gabriel Martinelli is going to take the corner. Whom does he find? Connor Bradley just heads this one away, but in the straight of Odegaard's hands. And Ben White might be offside, but he's still onside for some reason. Aston Villa are actually fuming there. Ben White was supposed to be offside. We got to take a look at the replay and see what happened there. Aston Villa were calling out for offside, but he manages to stay onside. White found Havertz, and Havertz manages to find Gabriel Jesus in the nick of time, with Jesus finding a bit of space and scored the equalizer. This player is unstoppable. I'm telling you. And this is actually his 34th goal. He already broke the record with 32 goals. He already broke the record with Mo Salah scoring 32 goals in the 17-18 season. And as you already saw, probably I'm not sure if it's Taremi or I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it is Taremi or Gerard Moreno who probably ran offside. And Arsenal get away with it. And looks like they're going to go for a long kick. Ben White goes for a long kick, only for Pau Torres to make a clearance. It's Moreno with it. Gerard Moreno finds Taremi, who's a bit of a nuisance. And that's a wonderful pass. Moussa Diaby with it. Diaby could have a chance to score a brace. And this is actually his brace though. Moussa Diaby scores a brace for Aston Villa. What a pass here. Time to perfection actually. But this time it's Ramsdale's unfortunate this time. This is not Ramsdale's day. He didn't make a single save, whereas Emi Martinez has already made a save on Arsenal's shot. But let's see what Arsenal can do though. Arsenal should really not go for long kicks. But here's Camavinga. Camavinga finds the captain. Still Odegaard. Still Martin Odegaard. Odegaard finds Saka. Bukayo Saka with it. Bukayo Saka shoots, but Emi Martinez makes a good save. It's too hard to go past Emi Martinez. And Emi Martinez goes long this time. But this time Arsenal do get the ball possession. And it's William Saliba with it. He's already out of his stamina right now, and we've just reached the first quarter of this game. It's still Saliba. Trying to find a bit of space here. He does eventually find space. But whom does he find though? Saliba finds Camavinga. Still Camavinga. Still Vinga. Vinga finds Jesus, but Alex Moreno makes a good attempt to block the pass here from Camavinga. And now it's diffused. Benenguer has it, finds Mehdi Taremi. Taremi finds Moussa Diaby, on the verge of scoring a hat-trick by the way. But Ben White makes a good interception. Now here's Camavinga. Still Camavinga. Camavinga finds Martinelli. Martinelli, the cult hero, scores the equalizer for Arsenal. And we're 2-2. We're leveled again. It's a topsy-turvy game. I'm telling you, this game is really cooked with high temperature here. It has a lot of goals. Well, no controversies though. Well, I mean, there was one controversy with Ben White incident of being offside, but he did manage to stay onside. So the two Gabriel scores the goal for Arsenal. Gabriel Jesus and Gabriel Martinelli. Jesus didn't actually score the... he did score the reverse fixture, which is also the equalising goal at Villa Park. Now here's Gerard Moreno. Gerard Moreno shoots, but Ramsdale finally makes a save after being conceding 2 goals in just 2 attempts. Ramsdale really needs to up his game though in terms of being a goalkeeper here. Yeah, he made pretty good saves, but he does concede goals at the wrong time. But anyway, Aston Villa has a corner, and this could be an opportunity for Aston Villa to take the lead. But there is a player to support Diaby. It is Taremi. Is it, or McGinn? No, it's Berengua. Berengua crosses this one. And that could have been a chance for Aston Villa. Anyway, it is. But it's offside. Gerard Moreno was offside. Or is he? No, he's not. He manages to stay onside, and we're going to take a look at the replay. I don't know what happened there. So Ramsdale kind of got lucky there, but it wasn't a defensive disaster class right there, and Moreno had an easy chance to score the goal. The first shot was hit the crossbar, but at the second time of asking, Aston Villa did manage to redeem themselves. They did have the last laugh, and it was Gerard Moreno. That's his 17th goal, by the way. Now here's Bukayo Saka. Still Saka. Saka has a bit of pace. Still Saka. But a good tackle here. But really, man, Aston Villa's they're just unfair. They're really just too unfair for us. They're probably the new Manchester City here. Now here's Boubacar Kamara, and this could be a goal here, but for some reason he passes it to Mehdi Taremi. That could have been a goal for Aston Villa, by the way, or anyway. Now here's Boubacar Kamara. Can Arsenal hold on, at least, if they cannot score the equaliser? Now here's Boubacar Kamara. I don't know what happened there. Another defensive collision again. This is the second time this has happened. But at least this time it was the foul was given to Arsenal. First was a defensive collision, and that led to an Aston Villa goal. And the next one was a defensive collision, but this time it wasn't a goal for Aston Villa. And as you saw, Gabriel Jesus has gone off for Santiago Jimenez. What can this player do? He's already been informed, scored a brace in his last game against Brighton. So I have a feeling that Santiago Jimenez can deliver for Arsenal. But in halftime, it's Aston Villa 3, Arsenal 2. Remember, we have Aston Villa next, but this time in the cup tie. So this is actually going to be a very risky game, I would say. And it's a good thing we didn't use Leandro Trossard, because he's actually the top scorer in the FA Cup. So this could be pretty good here for Leandro Trossard. He does well in the FA Cup, so already scored 5 goals. But in the 33rd minute, Gabriel Martinelli did manage to cancel Aston Villa's lead after Diaby's brace. But then the third goal was actually disaster class from Arsenal. It hit the crossbar, but for some reason Arsenal didn't actually clear this one away, and it went straight into the hands of Gerard Moreno, and he actually scored that goal. So Aston Villa actually dominated in terms of shots. And it's going to be Arsenal's time to make some changes. Yup. We're going to make a lot of changes here, so don't go anywhere, guys, as second half will be coming up shortly. Alright, second half is already started with Arsenal making 2 changes here. And it's going to be Hurrien Timber coming on for Saliba, and Declan Rice coming on for Camavinga. Now here's Declan Rice. Rice finds Havertz, actually, not Santiago Jimenez. Kind of fluffed my lines there, but I thought it was Jimenez that actually had the ball, but instead it's Kai Havertz, the vice captain, that actually scores the equalizer for Arsenal. This is really a topsy-turvy game. It's like you score, I score as well. But what a pass here from Declan Rice. Found Havertz, and Havertz manages to score the equalizer. And Arsenal again have been behind. They've not actually taken the lead for the first time.
Goal for Arsenal, number 29, Kai Havertz.
But can this at least be the chance that Arsenal can at least take over? Because Aston Villa has already been the ones leading the game 3 times actually. And there was actually an advantage played for Arsenal. Barangua has it. It's still Barangua. Barangua finds Mehdi Taremi. Taremi finds Boubacar Kamara. Kamara finds Moussa Diaby on the verge of scoring a hat-trick. But Gabriel makes a good tackle. He made sure that Moussa Diaby didn't want to get his hat-trick. And Jimenez has it. Jimenez finds Havertz. Unless if Havertz makes a blunder, which he did. Not surprisingly. You know, Kai Havertz is not a pretty good baller and a pretty good striker. That's why he's playing as a cam mostly. But anyway, Arsenal's next match is also against Aston Villa, but this time in the FA Cup. So they're not up against Fleetwood Town for some reason. They're actually against Aston Villa, but at Villa Park. And remember, last time Arsenal were at Villa Park, it didn't end well. So can this be a chance for Arsenal to at least get revenge on Villa? At Villa Park, we don't know. Declan Rice has it. Rice finds Jimenez, but Emiliano makes a good save. What a chance for Jimenez to score the goal here to put Arsenal in front. But Emiliano Martinez made a good save and he made sure that it stayed that way. This could be a chance for Arsenal to get something from this corner. It's a clearance. But it's still with Arsenal. Timber has it. He finds Martinelli. The cult hero. But a save here from Emiliano Martinez again. This player is pretty good. No wonder he's so good in savings. And he also won the World Cup as well. The World Cup winner, Emiliano Martinez. I really got to think of making a signing. But anyway, Aston Villa really wanted Emiliano Martinez because he knew Emiliano Martinez had that potential. And plus, he already had a history with Arsenal. He struggled to actually break into the first team for Arsenal. So that's the reason why he didn't want to go back to Arsenal. But anyway, a corner kick here for Arsenal. Martinelli tried to cross this one, but cleared it away. Only for Saka to have it. It's still Bukayo Saka. Saka back passes to Declan Rice. Still Rice. Rice shoots. And he scored the goal which put Arsenal in front. What a goal from Declan Rice, and what a change that was from Mikel Arteta. At the right time, bringing Declan Rice to score that goal which potentially puts Arsenal in front. But you got to take a look at that build-up play. It was actually back pass from Bukayo Saka, and Declan Rice took his time, stayed calm, and he managed to find a bit of space in the bottom corner to put Arsenal in the lead.
Goal for Arsenal, number 41, Declan Rice.
But can this be the match-winning goal though? We don't know, because Aston Villa are really not an easy opponent. Yes, we actually did defeat Aston Villa at Villa Park. Well, in real life, I meant. The 24-25 season, I meant. But Aston Villa did actually managed to get a comeback, and Arsenal's 2-0 lead was capitulated. But as you already saw in the fixture, Arsenal are up against Aston Villa, which is in the FA Cup. So I don't know why they showed it twice. And Aston Villa are actually going to make some changes. Uri Tielemans comes in for Douglas Luiz. And this could be a chance for Arsenal to put Aston Villa to bed, because they have a corner here. But the clearance was parried away, only to find Hurrien Timber. Timber finds Odegaard. Odegaard shoots, but Emiliano Martinez makes another save. And it's going to be a change here for Arsenal. Kai Havertz comes off for Emil Smith-Rowe. He's been doing pretty good as a backup player, as a super sub. He actually did assist. He did make that cross, which made Odegaard the match-winning hero. And that's exactly what Arsenal did. And it's Jimenez. First we had Mehdi Taremi, who was a beast in that Villa Park game. And now we have Santiago Jimenez, who's a beast at Emirates Stadium. But was that actually a cross from Emil Smith-Rowe? Or Martinelli? I'm pretty sure it was from Martinelli. And Jimenez. A wonderful header from Santiago Jimenez. Gives Arsenal the insurance goal. And now they have a 2-goal cushion over Aston Villa. But yeah, as I initially said earlier, Emil Smith-Rowe is really a good backup player for Arsenal. He did make that match-winning cross to Odegaard, which Odegaard scored that match-winning goal against Man City, thanks to that Edison and João Cancelo collision. But yeah, that's Santiago Jimenez's 5th goal in the Premier League. But Aston Villa are not giving up. It's Boubacar Kamara with it. He finds Mehdi Taremi, who scored a brace against Arsenal in Villa Park. Can he do it again? What a skill from Taremi. But this time Ramsdale does deny him. He learned from his mistakes at Villa Park and he decided not to do the same thing. And now Arsenal are on the counter-attack. It's Santiago Jimenez with it. Still Jimenez. Jimenez finds Saka. And this could be a chance for Arsenal to put Aston Villa to bed. Which he did. Bukayo Saka scores the match-winning goal. And now, Arsenal, as it stands, are going to be the main challenger. Manchester City's main challenger for the title race. As Aston Villa succumb their defeat to Arsenal at Emirates Stadium. In what was a pretty good game in first half, but at the second half, ever since the second half substitution, Declan Rice coming in, he scored that goal. Aston Villa never showed up. And because of that, Arsenal really dominated from then point onwards. And that's Saka's 15th goal in the Premier League. Here's Berenguer. Can he somehow score a consolation goal? No, he won't. And with that, Arsenal get a win over Aston Villa. And what a time to actually have that, or get a win like that. Because that is not only a win, but it's also revenge for what Aston Villa did to them at Villa Park. And it was all thanks to Declan Rice, Santiago Jimenez and Bukayo Saka that actually got Arsenal in front of the line. Or over the line. They made Arsenal cross over the line, over the finish line. Full time, Arsenal 6, Aston Villa 3. Let's take a look at the highlights. Obviously that wonderful pass from Declan Rice found Havertz. And Havertz managed to score the equaliser. Then that back pass from Bukayo Saka found Declan Rice. He assisted one, so he decided to score one. And then that wonderful cross from Gabriel Martinelli. Remember, he's taking the corner duties. Found Santiago Jimenez, who scored a brace against Brighton. And he managed to score the insurance goal. And ever since that, Arsenal were really dominant. And then that goal from Bukayo Saka sealed the victory for Arsenal. And with that, Arsenal get a very important win over Aston Villa. And now let's take a look at the post-match interview. It's going to be a very interesting one, but let's take a look at it.
Just a moment of your time.
And definitely Arteta is going to be happy about this, because revenge is served cold. Another win. How long will this run go? The boys look like they've forgotten how to lose. You went into the game knowing a win could get you close to the second place team in the league. So that was a big victory. Did things turn out? The team as a whole played at the level I expect from them. I'm happy with the players. Of course, I was confident we could win today. Now we need to get our heads down and make sure we're ready for our next game. That ended up being a very comfortable 90 minutes for your team. Very impressive, but were you surprised we were in a more difficult game? People will look at the scoreline and our strikers will get the headlines. But our defending was excellent today. We never let Aston Villa get into any kind of rhythm, and that men are attacking
Thanks for your time.
very well. And thank you. I'll not take any more questions. Yep. And that was the match here. Probably the best game of all time. But that doesn't stop there, as Aston Villa are up for a rematch. But at the FA Cup. And it's going to be at Wembley Stadium. It's not going to be at Villa Park. I did forgot about that. And Arsenal extend run to 6 wins. I forgot about that because Arsenal, ever since they defeated West Ham, they're now into Wembley Stadium. Semi-finals will be a Wembley Stadium game, and obviously, let's take a look at their FA Cup. Jesus running away with the Golden Boot. This Premier League season's Golden Boot may well be awarded to Jesus, although there are still 5 matches to go. It's a lopsided race. Jesus has a comfortable lead over his nearest challenger, Haaland, with a remarkable tally of 34 goals. Haaland, with only 22 goals, will need a miracle to overhaul his rival and take the award come the end of the campaign. But yeah, Arsenal claw back ground on Aston Villa. Aston Villa passed up a chance to put pressure on the league leaders. Arsenal were delighted to take the 3 points and rekindle their own challenge at the top of the table. And Arsenal triumphed over Aston Villa. Fans of Arsenal will have been even more excited by their team's victory over Aston Villa, given their opponents had beaten them in their first league clash earlier in the season. Super sub Rice inspires late win, the Basmati Rice. It looked for most of the game as if the two teams couldn't be separated in what was a very even contest. Rice, though, came off the bench in the closing stages and inspired a last gasp victory for Arsenal. And obviously, Arsenal seek to fend off Aston Villa in potential title decider. It's now or never for Arsenal as they face Aston Villa in what could be the decider in the race to win the Premier League. Arsenal fans hope a title challenge is still possible, but their team has no margin for error. Defeat would see Aston Villa go clear at the top of the table. But I could have read that one, but it doesn't kind of matter. But anyway, let's advance. Paris Saint-Germain has made a move, has made an kind of money for Gabriel, but we're going to deny that. Let's go to inbox though. Let's go to transfer hub. You know I don't want Gabriel to leave. Since we're already going to leave, since we already have another centre-back leaving for Arsenal. Yeah, we have Lucas Hernandez. But no, I'm not going to let that happen. Gabriel is still going to be a key player here. But it is a pretty good offer. Lucas Hernandez. He's probably a better left-back than Zinchenko and Tierney personally. But anyway, let's advance. But yeah, Arsenal's next match is against Aston Villa again. But this time it's going to be at Wembley Stadium, Emirates FA Cup. And I really cannot wait to see how things go. It's going to be a rematch here. And that means Nottingham Forest or Fleetwood Town, actually, they're actually going to be up against Wolves. So we're actually going to be up against either Wolves or Fleetwood Town in the finals if we get a win here. So this is going to be a very tense match. So now both our centre-backs are pretty tired. So this is really not good for us because now we kind of rely on them. But anyway, let's see how things go. But anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this one and we'll be back for our next episode. Goodbye. Hello guys, we're back, and just as we witnessed, what a delighted win for Arsenal. It was a delighted victory here, especially at Emirates Stadium, getting a win over Aston Villa, 6-3, and that too a revenge basically. Because Aston Villa did beat them in the reverse fixture at Villa Park, 3-2, in what was a very close game. But it was a close game at first half where Aston Villa had the slim lead, which is exactly the same score as the full-time score at Villa Park. But then Arsenal made some few changes, subbing off Saliba, who's kind of fatigued, for Hurrien Timber, and Declan Rice for Camavinga. And that paid off very well, as Declan Rice not only provided an assist, but also scored the goal. And that was probably the best way that Arsenal did, especially Mikel Arteta as well. But anyway, Santiago Jimenez was also the key player as well. Remember, Taremi scored a brace against us. Karma actually came to Aston Villa, as Arsenal also have their key player, their destroyer, Santiago Jimenez, who scored that goal with his head, with a header, and Emiliano Martinez could not save that one. Sometimes Martinez can have his weakness. Yeah, he makes a lot of good saves, and especially crazy ones. But Emiliano Martinez can also have his Achilles heel, I would say. What do you call an Achilles heel? Despite his strength. But anyway, what a game that was. But it's not over yet, as Aston Villa has actually given us a rematch. Yes, a rematch. But not in the Premier League, as you know, because we're already done with the Premier League against them. At the FA Cup. And it's going to be Aston Villa against Arsenal at FA Cup, which is taking place at Wembley Stadium. So that means the semi-finals and finals are going to be taking place at Wembley Stadium. So I really cannot wait to see how things go. There will be a lot of Arsenal supporters, a lot of Aston Villa supporters. So I really need to make some changes here for the starting 11, especially because the next fixtures for Arsenal is going to be very tough and tricky here. They're going to be up against London clubs, their London rivals Chelsea and Tottenham. So yeah. But anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this one. Please make sure to like and subscribe. It has really taken a lot of hard work for me. I have some doubters, but I also have some believers out there. So yeah. Please make sure to like and subscribe. This is Brisbane 05 Blaster here, signing off.